Hi guys, welcome to the Positivity Campaign. My name is Nitin, and today I have with me Khun Nichapa Yoswee, who is the Senior Vice President for Business, Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, and today she has given her precious time to the Positivity Campaign. Thank you, Khun Nichapa, for joining the Positivity Campaign.
Thank you very much, Nitin, for having me.
Khun Nichapa, today I want to talk to you about two or three things
Yeah.
which will really help everybody around who's listening to this conversation. The first one is, of course, about you. How have you coped with this situation in your personal and your professional life? How's been, this crisis situation? Because I know that, you have been in the industry for over 30 years and you have seen multiple crises. How difficult was this one and how did you deal with it?
Right. Like you said, Nitin, I have been in business events industry for more than 30 years. And throughout my 30 years, I have been through several crises. And I believe that today, all I can say is that I have those crises to thank too. Because each of them gave me the most, if many valuable lessons. This COVID thing is none of the above. So it has different set of dilemma and also risks that we have to sort of look at it as it is so that we can see what it really is and can really come up with the solution that can really cater to the proper solutions, not the solutions that we think it that happens in our head. So my lessons in the past from those past crises are all crises has the beginning and it has the end. So it will not last long.
Mhm.
So we have a choice whether we should focus on the dark side of it or focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though the light may seem so far, but again, at the end of the day, this too shall pass. That's a classic word that I always tell myself. And I think that my personal experience from this crisis is that it gives me a better sense of purpose.
Mhm.
Once again, every morning that I woke up and I saw a news or whatever breaking news on more bad news, I would remind myself that what am I here for? And in what capacity in my capacity as Senior Vice President of TCEB, what can I do to better the industry?
Mhm.
In Thai saying, there's one saying that you better light up the candle rather than cursing the darkness. So I would wake up. First of all, I smile to myself. This is another good day for me to do something good for the industry. And I will have to make today's count to the rest of the people and to the rest of the industry. So I have been trained to focus on solution, and every time that I encounter whatever issues, we will focus on the solution. And it is a good time for me to also train my people. They have been great supporter and they have been great leaders. And this whole thing really give them an upskill in a sense on how they can prioritize their work. At the end of the day, even though we have someone to follow through a daily shows or a daily solution, but what we have to keep track is our ultimate goal, and that is how we can really make Thailand the destination for mice industry. So it gives me the opportunity as well to work very well with the association, and we have been working well ever since. And COVID thing brings us back together even closer, and we can come up with something rather than work. It is about humanity, how we can be a better person working together for a better good for the society. So I have a lot of good things to talk about COVID. It also gives me the opportunity to stay home and reflect on what have I been doing wrong in the past, what are my priority, and how have I been misstepping in terms of getting the priority right. So I believe that too many COVID can give them a good lessons on how to balance the work life relationship, and also how can really reflect and reprioritize their purpose of life and come out from COVID as a more balanced person.
Great. I think those were really great ideas, and I believe if people can take a clue out of that, they can really benefit themselves. Talking about Thailand, you mentioned that you've been working with the industry and you've been working with everybody, every stakeholder in the process. And today, as we speak, the MICE facilities opened up. The whole of Thailand has opened up for business events. How was the crisis period where you were managing this journey till now, and what is in store for the recovery?
I think MICE is one of a special kind of business that cater to the basic needs of human being, and that's the need to meet, the social function of it. And of course, people is now looking forward to meet each other again. And I believe that not only that mice can really translate well or echoes well to that needs of the people, but it also is a very good economic driver because it can really bring in a lot of people with the same group, the same interest group, to come together and talk about how to develop and build legacy for the industry that they love or they have been operating in. So this reopening of MICE in Thailand, we have been working on the concept of how we can really reopen MICE within the COVID crisis. Of course, the government, the Ministry of Health, they are looking after the welfare, the well-being of the people, and that is very good. In Thailand, they have been sort of doing a very strict monitoring system, and they come up with a very strict measures, and that to me is a good new foundation that they have led to people. So what we have done is we go back to the government and we talk to them that not only that mice can really be the economic driver for the whole ecosystem of the industry and also the country, it is also the best way to generate revenues across all across population in different local destinations. And we have a very strong associations who can really manage MICE events to very good safety standards. And we spent a few weeks to talk to the government, and right now it paid off. So I believe that what Thailand has been doing, even though it seemed very strict at that point of time, to me it is a very good foundation because from now on we already have MICE or business hygiene discipline or guideline that already passed the screening and approval from the government. So we have the new sort of SOP to follow through. And at the same time, the local destination, variety of destinations that Thailand has been blessed by the country is now working very hard on how they can work well in terms of sustainability so that they can come up with a unique experience without hurting the nature. So to me, I believe that the government has come together, the tourism industry of Thailand, the TCEB, we have been working together on how we can really create some products and services that can cater to the needs. And of course, this new norm would incorporate a lot of sustainability concept, technology, and also the new way of delivering content and also experience. And all the stakeholders sort of behind the concept. So I believe that from now, the programs that will be giving out or tendering to our international clients would be very unique and very interesting.
Great. I just want to pick up on one of the words that you mentioned, sustainability, and I think that's very close to your heart because you have led the sustainability department for TCEB, which is the MICE capability. How important will sustainability become in the new normal?
Right. I think take COVID for an example. COVID is a proof of how we have been treating the nature so unkindly in the past. Mass tourism is one of the reasons. And it is the cause, but it is how we actually respond to mass tourism in the past that really give us the loophole and also bring us or welcome COVID thing into our life. What we are working now is that we are ensuring sustainable tourism We have to travel sustainably, and also waste management would be one of the key. Food waste prevention has been implemented quite aggressively across the venues and also stakeholders in Thailand. The change in consuming sort of, for example, buffet, there would be no more buffet, but rather than individual box. But again, all those individual box would be local made, that once again can really give an extra attention and also experience to the clients and everything. And we have been working with a few of the local destinations to come up with sustainable program. CSR will have to be built in. The well-being concept will have to be in the program. All the family program will have to be there. So there would be a new way of travel and a new group that we have to cater to. But again, once this concept has been rolled out, and first of all, it has been well received by the stakeholders or the operators or the suppliers, even the organizers. So I believe that we are now coming together as one voice in terms of sustainability, and that will be interesting. And this time we can do business more responsibly and also with respect to the nature.
I totally agree with that point. Now coming on to some spirituality, because I know that you have a big side of spirituality. Would you be able to tell us like 2 or 3 points which everybody can do to really achieve peace and be calm in their minds?
I think first of all, to me, I have Buddhism to thank too, because Buddhism is not just the religion to me, it is the way of living, because it teaches me how to really look into the situation as it is, not as the drama that we would like to apply to the situation. Because at times things happen, and everything happens for a reason. So if we accept what is really happening, if we can really understand what is really happening, and even though we don't understand, it is now happening as it is. So we just first of all stay calm. We have to stay calm, because without your peace of mind or the right thinking, it would lead you to more chaos. So every time that I encounter any issue, first of all, I would step back and pause and look at the situation again, wearing a different lens. It will not be Nichapa's lens. It will be just factual lens. What is really going on? Why has it been happening, and how we can solve that? And I believe that many times in life, and this is the truth of life as well, things comes and things go. So the word "this too shall pass" has never been as valid as before. So everything comes for us to become a better person. I believe that. If it doesn't come to train you, then it comes to teach you something. So don't waste the crisis. We have to come up from the crisis a better person, and we learn from the mistakes, and we have to forgive ourselves if those mistakes are unintentional, and move on.
Awesome. Well, I think the most important point that I understand here is a crisis is a school. It can teach you the best learnings of your life, and
It is.
and the best point that you mentioned, which really hit me hard, is you look at the problem not as yourself, but actually the factual things that are happening, and how can you rationalize your decision rather than just doing it from your personal perspective, which is one of the things that people can adopt, which can help them to make a better decision in life. Well,
Right.
thank you so much, Khun Nichapa, for joining us for the Positivity Campaign and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Nitin. Thank you for having me. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ